Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Showdan here, and we're here with another episode of ShowVille. Now today we're going to be looking at putting in our first amusement park and possibly put in a oil industry if we have time, but the priority is the amusement park. Now let's get to it. So I've been mucking around with this a bit in off stream, off video, off recording, whatever you want to call it. And I've just put in this quick little commercial zone here just to fill out this area along the train line. Because as you can see, it actually looks fairly good. If I raised this area, it'd look even better. But the train line, I think I'll leave it on the ground for now. But our forestry industry is on fire and the fireys are there, so that's all fine and dandy. For some reason our main building isn't getting garbage picked up, but we'll leave that to sort itself out. Now the other thing I did was I put in some services over here for our new industry area that we put in last time, and I've just fixed up the traffic a little bit, made these corners a bit rounder because they were slowing down too much for it, and downgraded this road to a 4 lane because there was no need for 6 lane. Alright, so I was having a bit of a look around and trying to figure out what we're going to do this episode, and what I discovered is this is a pretty open area, and we were talking about putting in high density residential over here or something. So what I was thinking of doing is I'll just put a quay along here, or a quay, whatever you want to call it. It's called a quay along here, and then we can put a amusement park in around here somewhere. I've already started to lay the groundwork for the offshoot of this road. The other thing that I noticed was there's oil over here. I mean, it's a fair way away, but there is oil here. So what we could do is there's also oil here, but it's offshore oil. If you have a look, it's in the ocean, and you don't unlock that until I think it's like level 5 in the oil industry. Where is it? It is there. Yep. Offshore oil drilling platform is level 5. So we don't unlock that until we reach an oil industry of level 5. So what we need to do is actually start a small one. So what we're going to do, because this is so close to the highway and it should have a really easy connection out to the edge of the map and to be able to export goods and whatnot, we're going to do an oil industry in here. So last time we were talking about putting in a 4-way intersection here, connecting it up over to here so that we've got access to this area and this area, and it's all got good connections. So what we're going to do is we'll put that 4-way intersection in, connect that up, but then we'll also run the road down through, maybe even tunnel it through this this mountain. Could be a bit arduous to actually go over, so we might go through and then have a little oil industry here, which we could even potentially put in a 3-way intersection here. But as I said, we'll get to the amusement park first. Now this is my first amusement park that I've done, so this is going to be interesting, at least for me. So what we're going to do first is we are going to mark out a park zone. We've done this before, same method as with the zoo. You just figure out where the hell you want to put it, and you just put it. Right, you just paint it in and just do it. So we're just going to make all of this park zone. I will lay out what I want to be in the park, where I want it to be and everything, and then I will zone back, like I'll take back some of that zone because it obviously doesn't need to be that big. Now the amusement park is found under parks and plazas. You must have the expansion for it. And all we're going to do is I just need to run a road first. So we've got this is a 4-lane 2-way road, right? And what I'm going to do is just going to be a very rough road. Just run it down here, along here, and then back up, right? So that's going to be our entry. We might put some car parks in here. Might as well do that now. I don't really have any that are very good. I've only got the multi-story ones, so yeah, I don't really have any car parks. I don't normally do anything with car parks, so is it in here? This one? No. Props. Nature reserve. No. Alright, I don't have any car parks, so that's gonna have to be for another day. So we'll put our main entrance. I kind of want to center it around this because obviously, as I said, I'm going to put some car parks in there. So put it in the center and we unlock a heap of stuff. So we've got side gates, obviously, but we've got the souvenir shop, restroom, game booth 2, so the 2 different game booths, the carousel, the park cafe, and the plaza. So similar to the other ones, you've got, you know, cafe, plaza, and all that. So we're going to do a road with trees, and I have no plan on how this is going to go. I am just going to put it down and see where we get to. I want to make this a pretty big amusement park, and the reason why I'm doing such a big curvy road is because I'm actually going to put like a little pond in there or something. Just depends on what I feel like at the time, to be honest. We'll do one out this way. We might leave room here. I think you can get a roller coaster down the track. Or houses, swinging boat, pendulum ride, roller coaster. There you go. When we hit level 5, we can do a roller coaster. So might leave that area there, at least for now, for that. But the next thing we're going to do is we're going to fill along here with the key. So, quay. Fences. No, where is it? Quay. Steel wall quay. It's a key. We can do the steel wall one. So do something like that. We'll try and curve it around and get it to line up as much as possible. Just gonna do it down to there. We'll get rid of this bit here in a bit, but we'll just straight along there, and we'll just leave it. Like, we're not going to go that far down. I'm just going to pause it so that this doesn't complain about water and whatnot. We're just going to smooth out the area a bit, but first we're going to grab the level terrain tool. We are going to increase the brush size, right click where we want it to be. So this, I've just right clicked at the bottom of this river. And all I'm going to do is left click along the edge of this to then make this area that height. Right, so this just removes a bit and gives us a bit of a cleaner thing against the key. Quay. And there you go. Key looks pretty good. Just going to play it for a little bit, make sure that the water doesn't do something a bit funky, which it doesn't seem to be doing. Sometimes when you play with the shoreline, the water can just do all sorts of things. So now that we've done that, I just want to make sure that my park zone was big enough. Yep, cool. Because I did actually put out those roads a bit bigger than I originally intended. But so the first thing we're going to put down is a game booth, make it 2, put another one down this way, down here somewhere. We'll put a plaza in here as well. This requires power, really. So that's where the roller coaster is going to go. We'll put one here. Did it connect to... No, it didn't. So we'll use the move it tool, because it moved on me when I placed it. And I didn't want it facing that way, so it's all good now. And we just need to put a restroom in. Now we'll put that at the juncture here. And a souvenir shop, we'll put one at the entrance. And another halfway through the park. Another one further up here. And put the cafe, so we'll put one a bit closer to the entrance, one off down here, one at the central part, and one there. So these are just, I'm just placing them in random spots at the moment just to try and fill it out a little bit. Do I have underground power lines? Because it's going to look ridiculous if I actually put power lines in. Yeah. Alright, we're going to do that to there. That to there, and that to there. Alright, so that once I power this bit, it will all have power. So I can then from here run that off to there and connect up there. So this should all have power in a second. We'll give it water. So it's all got water now. And should be happy as Larry. Alright, so now the only other thing that I want to do with this is put a bit of a fence around it. I'm going to use the amusement park fence. I'm just going to go down, all the way down to the key. Maybe just leave it at the key. Make sure that this comes all the way down though. Put it down there and then raise it. No, I can't raise the node. Or that node anyway. Let me grab it now. Alright. Leave it there. That should be fine. We're not gonna fence along the key. And then we'll just do it somewhere down here. And just make like a big square kind of thing. Go out at a bit of an angle, come back down to here and connect back up. Right, so there is our amusement park. It looks, well, it looks boring to be honest, but once we unlock some other things, we will be able to then get some other stuff in, make it look a bit more interesting. We'll decorate it a bit more. While I'm thinking of it, I am just going to grab this, brush size that, strength, not that much. We'll just put a bit of a pond in here. It's a lot more than I intended. And then I'm just going to grab that area, and that's how deep we're going to make it. And then we'll go to water. We'll create a water source. Oh my god, that is massive. Water capacity really doesn't have to be a lot. Just a little pond, right? So we'll just let that do that. Let it fill up. And then we can put like a walkway around it a bit. And maybe even put a key all the way around it so that it's a bit more suited for what we want. So if we just do a straight line there, go to there, and there. Man, that looks bad. But what we can do is we can just drag these things around a bit till we get something a bit nicer looking. Just drag some nodes out. We should be able to get something that looks a hell of a lot nicer. Well, that's interesting. Just pull that down. What we'll do is we'll grab all the nodes for these and make them all the same height. Same height as, let's say, this one. Alright, there we go. They're all the same height now. And then all we have to do is in the middle part, again, using our level tool, we're just going to come around and level all this out so it's the one height. Alright, there we go, and then let it fill up. I'm just watching this because I don't want it to overflow. I haven't really used water sources before, so... Ooh. Ooh, ooh. No. What is happening? What's that? Move sea level. Ah, that's how you get rid of it. Alright. Yes. Okay, that'll do. It will slowly fill up, and we'll get a bit of a pond there, I hope. Okay, so that's the amusement park done, open. People are potentially coming to it. Attractiveness 600. We've had one visitor so far, so that's always nice. Could be getting more, but I doubt it. Anyway, the reason why I say I doubt it is because it's just so far out of the way at the moment. It's like having Disneyland way out in the back of, you know, California, in some little town that no one's ever heard of. So, so we're just going to do a bit of a thing like this. So I'm just looking at where we can put some residential, some high density residential. Put it up against there. Now I did say that this was going to be like low socioeconomic kind of area, so yeah, the fact that it's right up against the highway kind of speaks to that a little bit. The pollution as well, we're going to put some buildings right up against this this area, and we're just going to sort out water for it, and they should be right to start building there when they're ready. Like, we do have a bit of demand, but for some reason they're not building there yet. Oh well, it will sort itself out. So the next thing that we're going to do is put in this intersection. So we'll put this one in quickly, there to there, and swap that one around. That's going the wrong way. Alright, there we have it. And there's our little four-way intersection. So that's interesting. Just the way that they've done it is interesting. Well, first thing I want to actually change is that where you've got a slip lane coming off, you should actually have a dedicated slip lane, right? So slip lane coming off, that lane is dedicated to coming off there. This one goes straight on. And same with the other side, right? So you've got a dedicated slip lane all the way back there. We want, there's one coming on here, so we want that as 3. Another one coming on here, so we're gonna bump this up to 4 for a bit, and then it can go back down to 3 at the bridge. So we've got 3 coming on, 1 going off. That's 2, then 1 coming on, and again we're going to need an extra one on this side for a little bit, and then it can go back down to 3. Right, so same said with this side. We've got coming off here, we've got 1 going that way, so we want this to be 2 lanes. We're just going to do a 4 lane off here. So this part, I think, ends up being a 4 lane. So we'll do it from this side first, right? So 1 going off, and then 1 coming back on. So this is 2 lane. So you got a dedicated going off, dedicated coming on, 3 there. So this is then 4. Right. Again. So 1 going off, so 4 down here, 3, 1 going off, 2, 3, 1 coming back on, 4. No, 4, not 2, 4. 2 would cause a whole number of traffic problems. So this way that each lane has their own dedicated lane to turn into. So right, now that we've got that sorted, we'll just connect up this over here. It may actually have to go through here a little bit. So what I'm going to do is we're just going to back off the fencing a little bit, because we really don't need to come out this far. Back off twice, and then with our fencing, just go straight across there. And then that way we can grab this, curve it around past the amusement park, come over here so that we come on a bit of an angle this way, and then have it curve back around. So what I did have in mind for over here is a little intersection with this. Yeah, something like this. So if we had something like this, probably sitting, it's a bit big, but sitting about there. That way we can curve a little bit, come off, come around, connect onto there, and then this can curve back around there. Right, so we're just going to do that, and then we're probably going to call it quits. About there, that'll do. Doesn't have to be straight. Like, doesn't have to be perfectly parallel. If you look at roads in the real life, they are never perfectly parallel to the one next to it. So there's always these little bits where they've had to go out a bit or something because of, you know, rocks or something like that that they couldn't get rid of, or it was too expensive to get rid of, that kind of thing. So then we've got 3 lane. We're going to use the, for some reason when you do the first bit, it doesn't snap properly to the second bit of road. So that's alright. We sorted that part out. It comes across as a bridge, comes down and around along the ground here, uses this interesting looking off-ramp type thing to come off, which I'm going to have to fix up these bits because they're clipping a bit, and then comes back down, and you can see people are already using the road, right? I think they just used it to turn around, but yep. Yeah, so it's doing all right. So we got the groundwork laid for our oil industry. In the next one, we're going to start mining those resources. We're going to start pilfering the earth in this map. Our Our little pond has filled up quite nicely, so we can start decorating around that once we get a bit of traffic through here. We still don't have a lot of people coming through. Total visitors until next level. So we've had one. I hate parking on road, so bugger off. And that will be it for now. I don't know why these guys aren't actually building here. Alright, so high density is building up. They're going to be the main ones that are going to use this park, I think. What we could potentially also do is actually run in a train line from here to somewhere maybe along here as a pedestrian train line or passenger train, or even along here would be better, just to get those tourists in to go to our park. And then we could actually, rather than this being a residential area, which we can fix in the future, like it's not a big deal to actually change all of this up, change this up into maybe even a commercial zone, which is all tourist based. That's going to be it for this episode. We got our amusement park done, which is looking good. There's no roller coasters, which I'm kind of sad about at the moment, but once we get those things, it will look fantastic. So until next time, you guys have a good day. I'm Showdan. This is ShowVille. See ya.